Okay, this week we're going to be talking about proportional linear relationships. And proportional linear relationships can always be written in the form y equals k times x. And k is something we call the constant of proportionality. Basically what we're telling you is that there's a constant ratio between the x and the y values. So if two variables have a proportional relationship, the equation can be written in the form y equals kx. And the way you could find k, your constant of proportionality, remember, if you wanted to get this k by itself, we could divide both sides by x. If I were to take this equation here, divide both sides by x, I would have y over x equals k. And that's what we're going to do to find the equation to model this relationship. And once we know the equation, we could use the equation, for instance on this example, to find out how many bushels of wheat we can expect from any number of acres. So, if you look at the problem here, it says this table shows a proportional relationship. Write an equation that shows the relationship, then find how many bushels of wheat we could expect out of 25 acres. Okay, so we know that there is a constant ratio because it tells us that it's a proportional relationship. So we need to find out what is that ratio. We need to find k. And to find k, we would put our y value over our x value. Now it doesn't matter which one I pick because I already know they should all be the same. Take a look. If we put our y value over our x value, remember when you see a table, x is on top, y is on bottom. Always. So, if we put y over x, if I put 140 over 5, I think we'll get a 28. 140 divided by 5 is 28. And sure enough, 224 divided by 8 is also 28. And 420 divided by 15 is 28. That's that constant ratio we were talking about. So we can say that every time we put y over x, we get a 28. So 28 is our constant of proportionality. So we're going to take this 28 and plug it into y equals kx. And the equation we're looking for is y equals 28x. This means that the number of bushels we get is always going to be 28 per acre. Well, now that we know that, we can figure out how many bushels of wheat we get out of 25 acres by plugging in a 25 for the x. So to find out how many bushels we get, remember bushels is our y value, the number of bushels for 25 acres will be 28, and we'll replace that x with a 25 for 25 acres. And 28 times 25 is 700. So we would get 700 bushels of wheat out of 25 acres. Well, that's pretty much the steps you got to go through when you see a problem like this, whether you're given a graph. If you were given a graph, you would just plot your own x and y values. Find your constant of proportionality. First step you got to do is find k. To do that, you put your y value over your x value. As long as you get a constant ratio, you know that it's a proportional linear relationship. Write your equation, plug k into the equation, y equals 28x, and then you could evaluate by plugging in whatever for x. Okay, there's a couple more problems like that for you to practice. Get started.